Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the hockey world lately. Jordan Kyrou's recent signing with the Ottawa Senators. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, another AHL signing, who cares? Let me tell you why this is actually way more interesting than it seems. First off, Kyrou isn't just any 22-year-old defenseman. He's the younger brother of NHL star Jordan Kyrou. And while sibling comparisons can be a double-edged sword, there's something here that's worth paying attention to. What makes this really interesting is the timing of this move. At 22, Kyrou is at that crossroads in his career where he's no longer a shiny prospect but isn't quite an established NHL player either. The Senators signing him feels like a calculated risk, a low-stakes gamble with potentially high rewards. Personally, I think this is a smart move by the Sens. They're not exactly desperate for NHL-level defense right now, but they're clearly building depth for the future. And let's be honest, in today's NHL, you can never have too many defensemen ready to step up. Now, let's talk about Kyrou's game. He's got this reputation for being offensively gifted, which is rare for a defenseman. His shot from the point? Apparently, it's a weapon. But here's the thing, he's spent 3 seasons in the AHL and still hasn't cracked an NHL lineup. That raises a deeper question. Is he just not quite there yet, or is he being overlooked? In my opinion, it's a bit of both. The AHL is no joke, and putting up decent numbers there is no small feat, but the NHL is a different beast entirely. One thing that immediately stands out is how Kyrou's career contrasts with his brother's. Jordan Kyrou is lighting it up in the NHL, while Jordan is still grinding in the minors. But here's where it gets fascinating. Jordan's path isn't uncommon. Not every player follows a straight line to the big leagues, and sometimes, these detours can actually make them stronger. What many people don't realize is that the AHL is a proving ground, not a dead end. If Kyrou can refine his defensive game while keeping his offensive edge, he could still become a solid NHL contributor. The Senators' logic here is pretty clear. With Carter Yarkemchuk likely making the jump to the NHL, their AHL affiliate in Belleville needs reinforcements. Kyrou fits that bill perfectly. But what's really intriguing is the upside. If he develops into a reliable NHL defenseman, the Sens have essentially found a diamond in the rough. Even if he doesn't, they've still strengthened their AHL squad. A win-win situation, if you ask me. From my perspective, this signing is a classic example of how NHL teams balance risk and reward. The Senators aren't betting the farm on Kyrou, but they're giving him a chance to prove himself. And that's what makes this so compelling. It's not just about whether Kyrou makes it to the NHL, it's about what his journey says about player development, second chances, and the grind of professional hockey. If you take a step back and think about it, this is the kind of story that reminds us why we love sports. It's not always about the superstars. Sometimes, it's about the guys on the bubble, fighting for their shot. Jordan Kyrou might not be a household name yet, but his story is one to watch. Will he break through? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, this off-season move by the Senators is a lot more significant than it looks on the surface. What this really suggests is that the Sens are playing the long game, and Kyrou could be a key piece in that puzzle. So, keep an eye on him. This could be the start of something special.